Hello and good evening and welcome to SKTV. You're watching the Manipur Files and I'm your host Utpala Longjam. Today we will be discussing a pressing issue that has emerged as a significant concern in the ongoing Manipur conflict. The alarming case of kidnapping 3 Meitei youths from Thoubal aged between 22 to 25. They were on their way to participate in State Selection Commission's SSC General Duty Recruitment Rally at KIDNAPPIng. 1 has been rescued and 2 are still missing, or rather in cookie custody. Johnson, the youth that was rescued, was reportedly handed over to Imphal West Police by the army stationed at Laimakong. He suffered physical injuries. His face was severely swollen. Police informed the family that Johnson has been taken to New KIDNAPPIng to participate in the recruitment test. The 2 missing youths were believed to be accompanying Johnson for the recruitment event. It was also noted that following the youth's disappearance, cookie groups allegedly uploaded posts on social media claiming to have captured 3 Meitei individuals, further spreading concern among the families and local community. With 3 Meiteis recently kidnapped, the implications of such acts extend far beyond individual tragedies. They highlight the breakdown of law and order, pose serious questions about government accountability, and reveal the complex dynamics of power and desperation in the region. As we engage in this debate, we will explore the political, social, and ethical dimensions of kidnapping in this context and considering how we can address this crisis effectively. Our discussion today will not only focus on the immediate impacts, but also on the underlying causes and potential solutions to prevent further kidnappings. To address this pressing issue of kidnapping and demands, new aspect of Manipur conflict, we are honored to have our esteemed panelists with us who will share their insights and expertise on the complexities of this topic. I'd like to welcome our panelists. On my left, we have Mr. P. SONAMANI, socio-political commentator. Welcome to the Manipur Files,
thank you so
Mr.
much,
P. SONAMANI. And next, we have Mr. N. SATYAJEET, Bureau Head, UNI. Welcome to Manipur Files, Mr. N. SATYAJEET. And last but not the least, we have Mr. MALEM NINGTHOUJA joining us online. He's an independent scholar. Welcome to the Manipur Files, Mr. MALEM NINGTHOUJA.
Hi. Greetings to all.
Once again, a warm welcome to our 3 panelists. Without any delay, let's start off with the debate. My first question will be for Mr. P. SONAMANI. Well, Mr. P. SONAMANI, the first and foremost, in fact, the most pressing question that arises is, was the recruitment rally held in a cookie-dominated area, or did the 3 youths mistakenly end up at the wrong location? And with so many security personnel, why was it so difficult to storm the area and rescue the youths?
Utpala, good evening to you. I appreciate your SKTV and my colleagues Satyajeet and Mr. Malem and the listeners in the world. I bow my head to you. This reply we should seek from the security advisor. Since under Article 355, he has been assigned and he is an ambassador of the government of India. Since the DGP Manipur and the Honorable Chief Ministers, under this 355 article, there is always a question whether he has been attributed or he is empowered to use or to issue order to his own force or not, since that is security advisor. So there is some sort of confusion is created or being made by the government of India. We are very sorry to say, government of India apparently has divided or trying to, create an issue that the hill and the plain, that there are 2 Indian penal code, there are always some this kind of short questions. And it seems, according to me, India government is not very keen to solve this issue. If had the government of India has a little special initiative, if she has taken, I think Manipur issue can be doused this fire within a couple of days only. It's very crystal clear to me. If I am wrong, pardon me, but I believe that this is not the way. Now kidnapping and abductions has become a day-to-day daily routine program. Now there is a might of right. This whosoever has possessed the gun, arms and ammunitions, very powerful arms and ammunition, they become the regular player, they become the beneficiaries, they benefit or they try to dominate, they try to kill, they try to kidnap away and kill them, or so many other ways, so many other ways. Now the government of India, representative security advisor, and the head of the state, although we have no right to discuss about the merit and demerits, since the chief minister has become a handicap, he has hardly any answer. So Governor, His Excellency, we have no rights to discuss about the merits, demerits about their excellency, but we are compelled to bring it to your kind attention. Who rules the Manipur and who is behind this kidnapping? Kidnapping and abduction has become, it's a very serious offence. Under Indian Penal Code 362, 363, and the punishment is more than 7 years. Wrongfully confinement, so many other kind of torture. Then after that again kill. This has become a routine affair. Now who is to control it? Either you, or have you withdrawn the power from the chief minister, or you are still keeping him at bay? That questions come. We are totally confused. I simply, in my conclusion, the first round, I have hardly anything to say. Government of India, this is your imperative duty without any delay, further delay. Creating this kind of a confusion among the people, dividing among the people. Honorable Home Minister Sri Amit Shah, he has said that we are facing problem because of the illegal immigrants. He has said it. What happened to you, sir? Now you are controlling it. How long this kind of killing and kidnapping? Only the very simple and humble questions I ask you, sir, you give me reply. National Highway 37 and National Highway 2, in your own language, in the BJP language, this is a Rastriya mark. What you say it. Who controls it? It is not within the ambit and within the power of the state government. This is under the national highway, it is under you. Who is blocking our way and who has become the Ravan on our way that we are not allowed to travel and our freedom of movement has been curtailed? Who is responsible? Now you have to reply it. Had there been the state, within the state, the road on that could have been blamed the state government, but the national highway belongs to you. How about your 18 lakhs people? How about your so many lakhs people of your CAPF, then the paramilitary forces? How you are utilizing it? And how long then you would like to see that Manipur's people and ours 12 an independent country? We merge to you thinking, considering that, okay, either you have coerced our king, late King Bodhichandra was forced to sign, or he willfully signed. There is a lot of controversy going on. Then is it not your imperative duty that government of India, that you come down heavily? Who is right or wrong? You give your decisions, your early decisions. Otherwise, it's some people, they're trying to grab this Manipur and balkanize. Then they're trying to turn is the entire Manipuri community. Remember, government of India, I'm bringing it to your kind attentions. We were an independent country like you. We had our own constitutions prior of you. You came and your ambassadors and your envoy came and brought down to the Rajas, and you seem to have coerced and forced to sign it for merging. So we have no faith on you, the government of India. You stop killing first. Why you are making us target? Since you cannot protect and provide the full security of the national highway, which belongs to the government of India, very simple and very pitiable condition I'm asking you. What kind of a security that you can provide? What kind of or freedom of rights that you are empowering us, or you are permitting us to allow to enjoy? No. We have raised finger on you. You seem to be totally biased. We are an Indian. You cannot say that we are not Indian. You may try to put us and you throw us away in the well or in the beyond the border. It is your own wish. We are Indian out and out. You have made us to be an anti-Indian. Why, Government of India? This is wrong. I personally appeal you. I point out finger on you, India government. Try to solve this issue at the earliest. We are not slave. As I said, we were an erstwhile independent countries. We people, we have sinned prior of you. We had our own constitutions. You cannot subdue. You cannot suppress. And you cannot keep us under your feet. This is too much. Enough killing has been taken place. Enough kidnapping has been taken place. Your Assam Rifle, your army, your CAPF, hundreds and thousands, almost in the term of 1 lakh and 1.5 lakh. What they are doing? What fort then you are keeping here? Right. And when we pick up a gun, you say that no, we are doing wrong. When this suspension of operation, these goons, these terrorists, when they pick up gun, India government, you seem to be silent. Why? Right. This is absolutely wrong. India government, you intervene quickly. You try to solve the issue and give the fundamental rights to the Honorable Chief Minister, who is the head of the government. This is your government. You said that he is a popular government. Right. I mean, the popular Chief Minister. It is you have appointed him. If he is not fit, then you throw him out. What is his fault about the Chief Minister of Manipur? What offense he has committed? He has contravened and he has protested and he wanted to save Manipur from the poppy plantation. He wanted to he saved from this such kind of a huge issues. The Manipur is named. The many people, these illegal immigrants, they wanted to completely tarnish the image. They try to completely eradicate the name of whole Manipuri from Manipur. Is that right, Government of India?
Right.
Or still you are not sure that who is right or wrong? Don't you have any kind of your justice? Who is right or wrong? Give verdict, give justice at the earliest. You allow us to live freely and frankly and friendly. We are an Indian like you.
Absolutely right. The right point over there, Mr. P. SONAMANI. And it's a big question for the government and hope the government is listening. Or we don't know how it's going to be now. Anyway, thank you so much for your views. I'll come back to you in the next question.
My pleasure.
Well, continuing on what Mr. P. SONAMANI said and my previous question about, my next question is for Mr. N. Satyajeet. The next question is, well, let's first continue with why, with so many personnel, the security personnel in Manipur, why was it so difficult for them to rescue the other two? Why was it impossible, or why was it so difficult to surround the area and storm the area and rescue the other two abductees? That's one question. And the next one is, there's a video circulating on social media featuring the two hostages urging the Chief Minister of Manipur, Mr. Biren Singh, to meet their demands, which allegedly include the release of Mark T. Haukip. They have also issued an ultimatum stating that today is the last date, final day to meet their demands. So what would you like to say on about this?
Utpala, I would first begin by saying that it is our collective responsibility to save the two youths. We have seen the videos of the two youths appealing to the Chief Minister to save them, to rescue them at any cost. It was extremely hard to see the videos, to see their eyes, to see their expression. It was not possible to look at the video. It was today also there were lots of development in Thobal and other places also, and civil societies of Manipur also, they have demanded that they to be released immediately. And I think the government has also done something. The government, the Chief Minister has convened a meeting and he invited former Chief Minister Ibobi and other senior leaders, and they discussed the issue also. I think the government is also trying. And I think at this juncture, I think the government must be in a position that it doesn't want to reveal what it is doing.
Okay.
Because since it involves the lives of two precious youths, it must be thinking what it should do. In this aspect, I would add to what Tamo said, that it is the responsibility of the government to protect their lives, because under Article 21, it is the fundamental right. Right to life is a fundamental right, and then because the Supreme Court has also explained that it is not only right to life; it means dignified life. Move freely, then you should have a healthy life. You should have right to education, all those, and you should have a clean environment. So many issues have been discussed, and the other issues is, as Tamo pointed out, for say now it's almost 17 months, we are not able to move freely. It is a violation of Article 19(1)(d). It empowers, or it it allows anybody to move, not only to move, but to settle anywhere they like.
Right.
They can move and they settle, but they can do in the Manipur Valley, but not in the hilly areas, because it is restricted, and only people from that area they can settle in the hilly area. The law is little different in the hilly areas, but in the Manipur Valley, anybody can come here and settle. So we have been living in a very peaceful world, and it has been completely destroyed. But if you look at the in the national level, say every day about, say today I saw a report, it says about 300 people, they have been kidnapped and abducted every day. It is the level of kidnapping, and most victims are women.
Okay.
Because in India and rest of the India, UP, Bihar, and South India, Maharashtra, they have a problem, especially women. But here in this case, this is a totally different case. People have been kidnapped, people have been abducted only on the basis of their ethnicity. They have been abducted because they happen to be Meitei. But we should remember that they just imagine just to look at the how their family cry today. Just imagine they had gone out with a hope to get a job, SSC, GD, foreign, with such a hope. They prayed to their parents, they prayed to the holy deities, and they moved out for the examination. Unfortunately, in Manipur we have 3 Kaithel Manbis. So when they look at the Google map, they must not be aware of the localities. They must not be, and in this aspect, as you asked in the first question to Tamo, we really do not know why the examinations were not conducted in Imphal and some proper places also. When there is such a crisis, the government should ensure that examinations are done in peaceful areas. They can do in Churachampur also, they can do in Imphal also, they can do wherever they want, but they should organize in such a way that people are free to come. And when you ask about the, why there is no effort to save them, I think the government must be doing, and it really doesn't want to reveal what it is doing. In this aspect, also, some people ask if, in our society we are seeing that we are nurturing evil thing. As Tamo said that we have nurtured evilness, we have nurtured seed of dissensions, rather than with nurturing happiness, nurturing good values. So the new generation, especially our friends, I would appeal to them, whoever have abducted, that they should be released, safe and sound, and they should live because life is a precious thing. It is what is the most precious thing in life is human life and properties, and only God has the right to take away our precious life. We should protect it, we should preserve it, and nobody has the right to take it away, except in some provisions if they committed a crime. And as I repeat again, the only crime was that they happened to be Meitei.
And in the wrong place.
Yes, and the wrong places. And you asked about the security scenario. We really do not know what exactly is the security scenario, because it is the confusion. Some say 60,000, some say 40,000, and immediately after the May 3rd incident, they said about 40,000 troops were sent in here. We have no data. We are not privy to the information. But what we want to say is that since this has been happening for a very, very long time, the government of India should have taken up adequate security measures, to enable the people to move freely, especially the students. And in this particular cases also, whatever exams also, they should have been given advices. That they should be having GPS, you should come to this specific area, you should come one day ahead, and we should not blame them also, because they are basically youths, and they went out with a hope. that they will have a job and they will be able to look after their parents. We should not allow, it is, as I said in the first sentence, that it is the collective responsibility of all the people of Manipur, not their families, but all the people of Manipur and the entire nation to save them. And those who have arrested also, and this is a new word. Nowadays the technology is so high that we know from where the videos were released. We can track them also.
Track them, yes.
But the issue is, since they are in their captivity, we do not want to say words, which will hurt them also, and which will, hurt the future of the two youths also.
Right.
But the only thing which we can pray is that
that
humanity should come, and they should think about the life of the people, and for how long will we continue to kill people? If you have a demand, as we discussed earlier, so if you have any demand, you should do it in a proper democratic manner. If you want, special autonomy, you want, good governance, you should do it in a proper manner.
Right.
But adopting people, killing people, running drums, then killing innocent women. Just imagine what happened at Koktru.
Yes.
Then at Moirang, at Koktru, just imagine a woman and her daughter, they were roaming around, they went to their parental home and they were killed. Just imagine the fate of the girl. We were not able to inform her that her mother had died. So many killings. We have seen so many killings. We have seen so many, the wounds have deepened also.
Yes.
If the wounds get deepened, then it is hard to resolve it also. It is hard to cure it also. I think this is the perfect time for the people of Manipur to raise in one voice that enough is enough, and we should do something.
Right.
And the other issue which I want to raise is, as we discuss about the security scenario, I think government uses extremely harsh word like buffer zone, buffer zone, danger zone, and I think since the crisis is not good, there should be warning signs also that it is dangerous to go beyond this area at this juncture. Even though the constitution allows us to move anywhere, but there should be some. Because some semblance of restrictions, because within the town you must have seen lots of barricades here.
Yes.
There was an accident.
Exactly.
A young person died in an accident. Lots of barricades also, and there should be some warnings also, because the particular police station and then all security agencies, then localities also, they should also put up some some signs that if you go beyond this area, then it is dangerous, because it will be harmful to you. And the other issue is, I think humanity should be the core issue now. Humanity should be the core issue. And if you remember also, a particular person from Cookie Friend also, he was released.
Absolutely.
He was given food. He was treated so well that he went back happy. And if the two youths, if they come back, with a very good message that they treat us well, they gave us food, then people over here will also be happy. Oh my God, they treated us so well.
But on the contrary, Mr. Satyajit, the boy who was rescued, he was very badly injured and he had a severe injury on his face, and his face was all swollen up. So we can already see that they've already been assaulted and beaten up. And I think even the video was quite evident.
If you look at the videos in which the two youths appealed to the Chief Minister, they said, if we, as a true Meitei, please do what they are asking. I don't know what they have demanded, but you said that they have demanded, the release of 2 persons. I don't know at this juncture what to say about it. But if you look at the faces of the two youths, it says a lot. That they have been tortured, they are under tremendous mental pressure, and they were forced to say that. It is unfortunate, but what we would say is that we should think about humanity first, that we have been living together for such a long time peacefully, and the only issue has been drugs, poppy plantation, illegal immigration. We can fight it together, but at this juncture, let us focus on the two youths, and we should, use all our resources, whatever resources, money, whatever, to rescue them.
Right. Right. Thank you. Very deep thought over there. Thank you so much for your views. I'll come back to you. My next question is for Mr. Malem NINGTHOUJA. Well, Mr. NINGTHOUJA, on July 6, 2023, 2 school-going youths went missing in a similar case and they were never found. Doesn't that make every Meitei, like as Mr. N. Satyajeet said, that it's on ethnicity? So doesn't that actually make Meiteis a vulnerable target for cookies to kidnap, hold hostage and make demands, especially if unknowingly venturing into certain areas dominated by them?
When there is an organized plan to kill people, spread hatred, and kidnap people for ransom, something which has been going on for many decades, ever since some of these groups have entered into suspension of operations. When all these things are being carried out right under the nose of the security forces, obviously it makes vulnerable to not only Meiteis, but even democratic cookies or other democratic people who could be picked up and killed or tortured or being kidnapped and held hostage for ransom at any time. Well, the situations that has been going on since May 3, 2023 has been particularly targeting Meiteis, but it also has been a norm that this terrorist has no community and no religions or no groupings except their own. They will target anybody whom they project to be their enemies, and for various reasons. So like it's quite normal for any terrorist groups or any terrorist sections to pursue such kind of terroristic procedures. And of course it's true that Meiteis are vulnerable, but it must also not be forgotten that when there is reign of terror, everyone who can't defend or who are vulnerable or who could be easily targeted for selfish ends would obviously become the prime targets.
Okay, so when you're saying who can be easily targeted, in this case, as we can see, this has basically been the Meitei community that has been targeted, because the other communities are able to move about freely by road, and they're even able to leave the state by road. But for Meiteis, it's basically we are confined within the valley region, and the only way out is via flight. What would you like to add to that?
No, it's adding burden to the economy. For the traveling expenses, plus for other the increases expenditures on so many things, including traveling allowance, traveling expenses, and other things, and it adds burden to the problem of economy. It's creating lots of problems, and when there is some kinds of blockage being enforced on the national highways, it cuts off not only commuters but also supplies of goods and other essential items. And when these things spread out, then there is also a reduction in the number of tourisms and etc. So it has a very direct and indirect impacts on the economy.
Right. All right. Thank you so much for your views.
Burden to the economy. Yes.
All right. Thank you. I'll come back to you. My next question is for Mr. P. SONAMANI. Well, Mr. P. SONAMANI, on one hand, we have the cookies making demands by holding hostages, by holding two Meitei youths as hostage. And on the other hand, we have a social activist, MALEM Thongam, who is demanding the removal of 10 legislators from the House. On September 20th, 2024, she said if the demand is not met, her demand, this particular demand is not met within 15 days, she will self-immolate herself outside the CM's bungalow. This is a demand in a completely different light, as we can see, but is directed towards a non-reactive government. What would you like to say on this?
Utpala, this is a very, very crucial and very, very serious situations. You see, one is this gin cookie terrorists. I'm not blaming the entire community. Those people who are possessing and who are armed with the sophisticated arms, the intention is they're more or less like a the criminal. The word is this very simple. They become a barbarous. They want to drink. They want to drink blood. What kind of a human being is the government of India has not realized yet. By any means, the Manipur, they wanted to balkanize, they wanted to rule, they wanted to grab, they wanted to completely, kill the Manipuris as much as is possible. So government of India, is this the principle that, let me cite only the two words in Bengali which you like it, is this the might of right, or is this called the Jur Jar Mulluktar, which you definitely you like it, or are you encouraging this criminal, those who are bloodthirsty? And in contrast, we peace-loving people, we invite, we allow, there is no such imposition of rule for any Indian citizens to come in Manipur. They come now, they null and permit. Prior to that, any Indian or any, except foreigner, any Indian from any parts of the country, they were allowed. We rather welcome, we peacefully we live, we cohesively we live. Till now, here's a Tamil, here's a Bengali, here's a Sardar community, here is a Marwari community, here is a Bengali community, here is a Assamese community, Bihari community. What else you need the government of India? Do you feel that we are not considerate? Do you feel that we are a barbarous people? Like these Chin cookie terrorists, you seem to have so much kind, so much soft, and so much consideration. You look like, why? Mr. Satyajeet, my friend, he pointed out one thing, that in Manipur, we are definitely, we people, we wanted to live peacefully, and we had been living in 35 communities. Any demand, any the wish, whatever they would like to put up, this should be in the democratic norms, in a proper approach should apply, excluding separate administration, excluding union territory, which you cannot, and also cautioning word to the government of India. If you even if you will to bifurcate Manipur and to avoid some of their demands to the other, the terrorist people, India government, you cannot do. I repeat again, India government, we caution you. You cannot do it so. Because there are 34 communities, we are united. And you cannot in any manner, you cannot balkanize and you cannot completely wipe out the Manipur. Manipuris means 34 communities, we are strongly united, excluding these Chin cookie terrorists. So there are ways, but the kidnapping the woman, torturing the woman, then again torturing the children, kid, what kind of a human being you are? You are worse than to the barbarous people. Why you have tarnished the image of the entire, so many Chin cookie Joe good people are there. You have tarnished the image. Or maybe this our 10 MLAs, including 2 ministers, what is their role? They have surrendered their fundamental rights after election, that they have surrendered to all the Chin cookie terrorists. They say that we have no locus standi. We were elected through constitutionally. Then we have surrendered because let the Chin cookie terrorists, let them negotiate it. What is the role of these MLAs and these so-called ministers? You draw salary fraudulently more than 16, 17 months, and you are not attending the assembly, you are not coming to your state, and you are not performing your duty. In the eyes of the God, you will get the severe punishment. In this world, you may win it, you may kill the hundreds of us, you have killed us. But in the eyes of the God, you seem to be a religious, but if you were a religious, you will not encourage the people who kill, who eliminate, and who does it anything whatever they feel. No, this is a crime on humanity. God is watching you. Now the question is, Bharat Sarkar, what do you want to do? What do you want us to do? You tell us very frankly and very overtly, you tell us. We do not want Manipur, no, we'll separate you, this thing, 3, 4 organization. I mean, for the sectors. Some people demand, another demand. Who is a justice? Who is an injustice? Come to Manipur. You don't dare to come to Manipur because of you're guilty. If you were having a very concern for us, come and see the 70,000 people who were living behind their own dear and near their own places were burned down. They were killed, hundreds and thousands of people. You come and see, have a look under what circumstances they are living in the displaced, these people in the relief camp. Why you feel shy? Are you afraid? Definitely you are afraid. Because Bharat Sarkar, you are also a shareholder, it seems. More than 240, 250 people are being killed. What is their offense, Bharat Sarkar? You say that buffer zone, 90% of the buffer zone, all the places being occupied by the terrorist people who have planted these completely poppies and destroyed, and that they wanted to convert the Manipur, that this golden triangle. Present government, Chief Minister, present government, she defended. She thought that no, Manipur is going to finish. Let me face these consequences. What wrong he has committed? You tell us. Neither I am a BJP, nor I am a Congress, but I am a Manipur citizen. On top of that, I am an Indian citizen. Don't you consider that I am an Indian citizen? Don't you consider that I am not concerned supposing in Gujarat anybody dies, either by the earthquake or by the flood, devastation. You are being a Gujarati, both Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Home Minister. We are fully concerned. When the Gujarat, during the last few decades, when there was a severe earthquake, hundreds of people, thousands of people died. We are concerned. When the Manipur is burning, when the Manipur has been attempted to come balkanized, and so many hundreds, thousands of people are harassed and they are being put behind the bar, they are being killed. What, Bharat Sarkar, what do you think? Do you think that we are the worst people? Do you think that we are not a human being? Do you think that we cannot pick up our arms? हमें justice चाहिए. आप क्यों डरते हैं मणिपुर में आने में? क्या दिक्कत है आपको मणिपुर में आने में? 70,000 ये आपको डिस्प्लेस जो जिनका घर को अपना घर को बेघर बना दी. Don't you have any pity?
Right.
And don't you have any concern? Had it been in the UP, had it been in the Gujarat, had it been in some other state, you would immediately come and you fly and you look after, you will stay for a few days.
Yes.
Why? Are you an anti-Indian? Are you a criminal, Bharat Sarkar?
Right, very strong emotions.
Why?
Expressed
Why
by
your divisive policies?
Yes.
Why don't you consider that we are Indian? You wanted to push us back and you wanted to make us to join in the undergrounds by forcibly. Will you be happy? We are peace-loving people. Come, look after your children.
Right.
Why
Yes,
you
Mr.
hesitate to come, Bharat Sarkar?
Right.
I think you have no consideration. God will definitely punish those leaders who refuse to come in his or in her own state. You will be punished by the God. This is what we feel it. We are not happy on you at any manner, in any manner or at any cost, till you come and solve the issue.
Right, absolutely right. Very strong emotions expressed by Mr. P. SONAMANI, which is basically reflecting what most of the people in Manipur are feeling at the moment. I'll move. Thank you so much for your views, Mr. P. SONAMANI. I'll move to the next, our next panelist, Mr. N. Satyajeet. Well, Mr. N. Satyajeet, do you think there's a moral obligation for the government to negotiate with the kidnappers? You already mentioned that there's already some talks going on, which has not been revealed yet. But do you think there's a moral obligation for the government to negotiate with the kidnappers to save lives, or do you think that the Birren Singh government will take it as a collateral damage and not yield? What are your thoughts?
Utpala, the first priority of the government is to save life. It is the duty of the government to. I think the government has the full authority and it should negotiate because this involves two lives and both lives are with them.
Right.
And we have seen such negotiations internationally also during plane hijacking also.
Yes.
But we cannot stay away by saying that we will not negotiate and we will not do zero tolerance to terrorism also. But the first issue is to save life. The level of frustration, which the people of Manipur are experiencing is tremendous. Just imagine, let's say that, let's take the case of Gandhinagar, the capital of Gujarat. Is it possible, to keep a state capital under siege for 17 months? People of Gandhinagar or say Delhi, they are not allowed to move out from the particular area. And in Indian, not only Indian, in the entire modern contemporary world history, I think we have not heard of such a situation like this as it is happening in Manipur. So this is very sad for us that the government of India is allowing such a scenario to happen. And in this aspect also, I would say that during especially this month, especially starting from March onward this year, the prices of goods also increased. LPG is not available, and recently after the Koktruk incident, prices of everything, cement, everything, because it has been impacted due to landslide in Nagaland also, and the other highway that is Imphal to Jiribam. Just imagine, in modern Indian history, a highway which is just 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers, it takes 10 days to travel. 10 days. Now they said that they proudly said that now it has been reduced to 6 days. Just imagine the scenario in this modern, when the Prime Minister officially claims that they are using space technology, satellites to make the roads. So in fact, we are living in the medieval. It seems as though we are living in the medieval world. And in this, the other issue is, regarding the militancy which are happening in Manipur. This is related to the Kuki militancy also, because when the agreement was signed in 2008, extortion started. Especially when you travel to Kampopi area. And I remember that during a press conference, during the interactions with the Assam Rifles personnel, so we raised the issue that we were moving freely, there were not much extortion. Now extortion have started, and they are doing, without any fear of the Assam Rifles or security personnel, since they have signed the suspension operation, and they do with impunity. They are not afraid of anybody. And it also shows that when they signed the agreement, with just 19 organizations. And some organization has just 30 members, some 40. And how is it possible for the entire government of India to sign an agreement with an organization which has just 30 members? And when you sign an agreement, it means that the number of the cadres, they should decrease. When you have an agreement, you should resolve the problem, whatever demand they have. But the other issue is, it led to increase to the number of the organization. It increased to 25. Now they have about 40 Kuki militant organizations now. Just imagine, we are dealing with more than 40 Kuki militant organizations. Most of them have signed agreement with the government of India and the government of Manipur. It's a tripartite agreement, even though government of Manipur has retracted after the May 3rd crisis. But the core issue remains that the way which we are dealing with the militancy, whatever, even though it is not a militancy, some say they are mercenaries, some say they have been used by the Assam Rifles to help them, some say that they are not full insurgent group, because most of the leaders, they have come from Myanmar. So these are certain issues. And now what we feel is, this is a time when central leaders should come. When Rahul Gandhi came, there was no violence. If central leaders come, there's a tendency show the good behavior. So it is a good sign. So if more and more central leaders come, for example, they will be welcome. There will be talks. There will be no violence. There will be no firing, and there will be no kidnapping also. Because just imagine if a central leader visits Kampopi today, then the Kukis, they will start showing that they are good people. Then they will release them also. They may release them just to show that they are good people also. And the central government has to play a big role in India, because they are now busy with Jammu Kashmir election, and they are busy with so many elections. But we want the central leaders to be busy with good governance also, not only elections. They should be concerned about the life of the people, and this is a time that the government of India realizes that the lives of the people of Manipur also matter. We are also humans. We also have the right to live a dignified life, as Article 21 provide us, and we are also having very good citizens. We have done whatever, and we have contributed a lot also. And so I think the ideal time is, to send lots of dignitaries. Even we say Ajit Doval can also come, security advisor. Ajit Doval can come. He can go to Kampopi and he can deal with them. And there are lots of central leaders. And since the Kuki militants are on suspension of operations, I mean, their advisors can come. So I think the government of India should ask the central leaders to send some delegates to negotiate also, because it's a very serious matter also. And if central leaders are involved, they will also tend to show that they are good people and they will not act violent. So I think the government of Manipur should be tactful. And
that's a very, very good point over there. Let's hope the government does hear it and really take action. Thank you so much for your views, Mr. N. Satyajeet. Our concluding question for Mr. Malem NINGTHOUJA: should the government be held accountable for the safety of its citizens in such cases? And how long do you think the government will take to react? We say, as Mr. N. Satyajeet just said, that he did mention that the government is already in negotiation, but how much so far we can see that when any incident happens, it takes very long for the government to react. So in this case, how long do you think the government will take to react? And we also have an ultimatum issued by the Kukis here in this case, that today is the last day. Will it be too late if and when the government decides to act? What do you think? What are your views?
You are clubbing so many questions, right? You're clubbing so many questions. I forgot the first questions because it's all
related. It's all related to how the government will react. If they will react.
Let me figure out.
Right.
Yeah. No, the first question was quite interesting, and I don't remember it. I knew it was interesting.
Oh,
and I was
okay. The question was: should the government be held accountable? Should the government be held accountable?
See, if you look it from people's perspective as taxpayers, after all, why do we pay tax? Provide security, fees, development, etc., etc. So, in principles and theoretically, the government of India is expected to, any governance with that is expected to protect the lives, the security, and peace and tranquility of its people. So, obviously, when there is spread of terrorism right under the nose of the Indian security forces, then there is something really problematic. And I will help the central government responsible partly or directly, indirectly for all these things to happening, these things, because we are not satisfied with the manner that they have been handling the situation. About the your next question is about the solutions in near future or long future. Yeah, we don't know. I mean, it's up to the wisdom of the central leaders and
because
security forces.
Sorry to interrupt you there. There is an ultimatum that today is the last day. That's what has been told. So
I want to know who gives the ultimatum. Are there any Kuki organizations or any militants or any responsible persons who have openly come out and saying that we have kidnapped these people, these are our demands?
No.
I have not seen it.
Right.
Right? So there are some things which I don't want to discuss openly in the media. And I would also suggest media persons to be very careful in raising questions. The enemy is watching over the people in the valley, keeping an eye on what they're doing, what they're not doing, what they're discussing, what are their plans. Why do we want to disclose everything to the enemy?
Right.
Tomorrow they will say that none of us have claimed any responsibility for kidnapping and ransom. This must have been killed by the Meitei radical forces. They can say it.
But there's a video that's circulating on social media, Mr. Malem NINGTHOUJA.
I am aware of it, but I have not seen anybody, the kidnappers not sitting with anybody and any organizations coming out with a claim.
Okay.
I don't know if there is a formal procedures or feelers being sent to the government saying that we are responsible for this and that, we want this demand to be fulfilled. I don't know. None of us don't know.
Right.
We are only presuming. I am not saying that they are not being kidnapped. They have been kidnapped and killed, and we suspect that it's the Kuki terrorists. They alone can do it. But officially, when it comes to legal questions, we are going to have lots of problems. So I mean, when we don't know who the kidnappers are, and we don't know exactly what these things are, if there is an intel input, that's fine. But we as a public, we are not know. We don't know. Okay. And we don't know to what level the security efforts have been carried out in the hills to rescue these people. We don't know what the process is going on. So it's very difficult for an outsider like me to say that when will this matter be solved? When will are we going to get them alive, or are we even going to get their bodies? We really don't know. But one thing for certain, in historical past, what we saw is there was tit for tat. When Meitei soldiers were being arrested and kidnapped, or civilians were being kidnapped, what the king did was that bring them, arrested them, and keep them in the jails. Bring their most valuable items and place it in our custody. Only then they came down and bow down and negotiate for peace and released some of the prisoners.
Right.
Why is that when terrorists are killing people, why is the government not retaliating? That's the question.
Right.
If people who would not talk for peace, if people who would not listen to the peace, the demands and peaceful negotiations, and if they have taken up arms and started using drones and killing people, the only option that is left to neutralize or suppress terrorism is by terrorist means. There has to be an offensive aggression has to be taken place. You can't kidnap people and held hostage for ransoms for some political demands or any demands.
Absolutely.
This is an act of terrorism. And it's very unfortunate that this terrorism is spreading in a vast scale.
Yes.
Because of the very nature, the way how the central security forces have been deployed, the way how the political decisions have been taken by the Indian big power politicians.
Right.
And I don't know, I mean, to what extent they would allow these things to happen to prolong the conflict. When this big powerful force has been allegedly responsible for prolonging the conflict, how can a layperson like me presume that and fix a death when the solutions will bring? If the central and security forces, including the army and the Assam Rifles, are fully involved in rescuing these people wholeheartedly, they have a wide network of intelligence input. They are operating everywhere. I mean, their hands are very long and highly reachable. They could have done it.
Right.
So, though the culprits might have been cookie terrorists, though the immediate culprits might have been cookie terrorists, they are being these tentacles of this terrorism is allowed to be spread and continued and prolonged.
Right.
Because of all these divisive tactics of the most unfortunate forces that are being deployed in our state in the name of national security and peace. They are not doing their job.
They're not. Yes.
That's what
absolutely
I would say.
Right. Yes, thank you so much for your views, Mr. NINGTHOUJA. As we have now, we've come to the end of our debate. Before we conclude, the key takeaway is that while both sides, the crux of the issue lies in finding a balance between immediate action and long-term. Yes, a quick 1 minute, Mr. SONAMANI. Sure.
I really wonder, entire community, Chin Kuki Jo, I have a due regard for all of you. You are highly educated people. There is not even a single one organizations or one community has ever not appealed that this kind of the inhuman way the children's and these people are kept, and they have given a deadline, what we hear it, that they will be eliminated. Have we become an animal in our society that none of any organizations, NGOs or CSO has ever appealed? No, you release them. Then let us fight it legally, whatever possible. Let us demand through our own effort along with the government. Nobody has demanded. Had there been in the valley area, I think with the hundreds and thousands we had come forward it. Listen, Chin Kuki Jo group, you have become a barbarous I don't blame the community, but your circumstances compelling us to say that is there no any educated people, there is no any responsible that any societies and a leader that had ever appealed. All right, some people they have kidnapped, they wanted to create a problem and issue, but at least they have a sharp corner for the human being.
Right.
If you even kill two, God will punish it. Nobody will spare it. Had it been to in our valley area, we don't claim valley. Valley also belongs to you, and we belong to every community. We represent every community, and in our area, at least by the Manipuri people, if they have kidnapped, if they have happened to behave like an animal, like a scoundrel, like a four-footed animal, we all hundreds people would have jumped and we will protested. No, you release it on humanitarian ground. Whatever may be the religion, whatever may be the community or the tribe, we would have done it and will continue to do.
Thank you.
What happened to you, all of people? I leave it to the God. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. P. Sonamani. A humble appeal from all of us there for the safety of our Meitei youths. So this brings us to the end of the debate. I'd like to thank our panelists once again for joining us in the Manipur Files. And what we can take away is, hasn't the government realized after all these 16 long months, or is it encouraging these activities? These are questions that will keep popping up. Well, thank you to our viewers for watching SKTV, and we hope you'll join us again next Sunday for our next English discussion on Manipur Files. I'm your host Utpala Longjam, signing off for tonight. Have a good night.